Yes.
Yes, this is Jasmine. I'm with the VIP team here at Parkland.
Yes.
And I just received a page basically to give you a call in regards to being denied care after an assault that you experienced.
Yeah, I'm in a family violence situation, and the police department and the government is involved. I was detained at Parkland on false mental illness claims and denied. The abuse and corruption is so extreme that they deny me my right to go to court, multiple different courts and locations, which is a constitutional right. They don't care. So I was detained at Parkland on false mental illness claims, and staff was abusive there, took the phone out of my room when I was calling around begging for help, and then denied me the right to go to court. But anyway, I begged for a victim person in VIP because I was getting railroaded and I had a lot of things going on and they would not give me assistance. So I called the police for an investigation on all these multiple parties all over the place, sabotaging my life and making false statements. But the police won't investigate. Police have assaulted me in the abuse, falsely arrested me, detained me. My child custody rights are getting violated out of corruption. Police have 60-something reports they won't investigate. There are multiple different organizations and locations I'm blacklisted from services, conspiracy to violate civil rights crimes. So the police won't do investigations, so I'm just trying to see how you guys can help. Because I've called...
So what exactly are you needing help with?
Let me look on the website. I've told you what I have going on. Is there anything that you can do off the top of your mind as an advocate or a caseworker?
No, ma'am. Not in regards to what you just explained, no.
Okay. Well, it says that you do child abuse. What do you do for child abuse? I did say that there was child abuse involved.
So if there is a situation where a child has been abused, the most we do whenever, whenever that situation happens is the child comes into the hospital, and then we request CPS to come out if there's any findings of any abuse or neglect.
Okay, because CPS has denied me investigation for 30-something reports. There's some serious corruption. Okay.
So, yeah, unfortunately, like that situation, if CPS doesn't do anything whenever you're, making your reports and things like that, they don't follow up. That's out of VIP's hands. There's nothing that we can do to be able to assist with that situation.
Okay, well, how can you assist?
I'm sorry?
How can you assist?
So whenever there's a report of violence, or if there's a victim of any type of crime, that victim will come into the hospital and we will come see them and provide them community resources. We'll assist with kind of educating patients on what they can do as far as, if they want to file police reports, if they would like to seek a protection order, we give information on how you can do that and how you can follow up with that, which would be through the DA's office. There's multiple things that we do, but mostly we educate, and we also have victim services here on campus that provides like trauma counseling and things like that.
Okay, well, I'm interested in that.
You're interested in counseling?
Yes, and the other services on that are offered that you're willing to give me. Like I said, that I have conspiracy to violate civil rights crimes, and multiple organizations sabotage my services to cover for the crimes. So I have to take what they're willing to give me.
Okay, so our office is open on Mondays, but I can most definitely give you the phone number to the main line of our clinic, which is at the Mooney Clinic here. It's not at the main hospital, but it's right around the corner.
Okay, my concern, ma'am, is because police came and intervened in me getting services, and then they call the organizations and tell them not to give me services. So I just go, I'm this never-ending revolving circle of sabotage services and abuse. So I just wanted to make sure if corrupt police entice you to deny services, that's not something that you'll do. Because most organizations, I go, and then they scheme to deny me services. So I've been going through this for years.
I would strongly just advise to give us a call on Monday, which is tomorrow, and speak with somebody at the front office in regards to what we can offer you.
You're a counselor, ma'am? You're a counselor?
I'm sorry?
You're a counselor?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. You'll be
so
able to speak
I
with a
don't understand why
receptionist
you would
first.
interrupt me communicating that police are enforcing my abuse on the crisis hotline. She was interrupting me. So that doesn't
I'm
make
sorry.
me feel very hopeful if the parties that are supposed to be protecting me from the abuse won't let me communicate the abuse to them. So I just want
Okay.
to make sure that my rights aren't violated like they've been in the past, and police
I
don't
understand.
contact you because they shouldn't be contacting domestic violence organizations and interrupting me getting service and keep getting away with it. I went to go
Right.
do a
And
protection. I'm trying to tell you about my abuse so I can get advocacy, and no party will let me give them my experiences so they can have a
mhm.
take on how they can assist me. They keep interrupting it, which is a red
Okay.
flag that um, they don't have a really sincere interest in helping me if I can't on the crisis hotline tell people my experiences. So I just want to make sure that the parties that I'm speaking with don't have integrity issues and let corrupt
Mhm.
police intervene in the services or sabotage the services I've been get that's
Right.
like it's been happening for years.
And I can assure you that nobody at the front office here with the VIP team is going to attempt to, reach out to the police or anything like that. The main thing our
Oh
focus
no,
is if
no,
you
I'm
are
saying that corrupt police have intervened in me getting services, and I don't want my services there sabotaged. Because that's what
okay.
the police are telling organizations to do is deny me services. Every
So
organization, for you to get a good take on my experience, every organization has denied or sabotaged me services that I've ever been to. Every last one.
okay, and I definitely understand your concern, Ms. Clark. I'm going to give you our phone number to our front office. Is that okay with you?
Okay, so to make sure that I understand, what services am I getting? I'm calling Monday, and what is this call for Monday?
The talk is basically for you to explain kind of what has been going on, and then we would be able to inform you what services we can provide you. But technically, whenever you call the VIP clinic, it is for those who are seeking counseling and or ongoing trauma therapy.
Okay, so you have to get permission because most parties have to get permission from the police on what services they'll offer, and they're enticed and enlisted to cover for crimes and sabotage my services. So I'm not quite sure
No,
why
no,
you're a
ma'am.
counselor, a case manager, and you have to find out what services you offer, like multiple other parties that eventually deny me services altogether. I'm not sure why for years people just can't give me the services and I never get them.
Mm-hmm.
First, the crisis hotline didn't have the services, and now you have to get information in your case manager on the services that you offer.
Well, no, it's just for you to check in and basically say, hey, this is what I'm needing.
I
Can
still
you
haven't
help me
received
with
the
this?
services. I know you told me about the counseling.
Mm-hmm.
What about the protection order? Is there case manager services to get assistance with going to do protection orders since I was violated in person trying to get one? Do
Yes, there are
Oh, you forgot
situations where
that.
you can have a protective order, but there does have to be a police report in order for that
I
to
thought that was
be
a victim's
like.
impact statement that you can do.
I'm sorry.
Isn't there a
I'm
victim's
sorry.
impact statement that you can do?
A victim's impact statement.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I thought if you didn't have a police report, you can do a victim's impact statement.
As far as I know, there has to be a police report in order for a protection order to be filed.
I have multiple police reports, like 60, and they're denying investigation, but I do have police reports.
Okay. So yes, if you do have a police report, that is something that we can follow up with you on and kind of educate you on how to get completed.
I did ask, ma'am, since police are involved in the abuse, if I could
Okay.
have an advocate go with me and help and advocate and see why police aren't investigating the multiple 60-something reports and deny me law enforcement investigation.
That's going to be beyond our scope, Ms. Clark.
Oh, okay,
So,
because used to be victims advocates used to do that, but now they're
mhm.
denying me services and covering for the crime, so they won't advocate for me for some reason everywhere I call.
So yes, if you give us a call on Monday, there will be somebody that be able to explain to you, exactly what we can assist you with.
Okay, so
Again,
this is
our
a
office
second
isn't
call.
open until
This is a second
tomorrow.
call, and you don't have the education on the services you provide in your case manager.
I'm an advocate. I'm not a case manager.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So you're an advocate, and you still don't have
Yes,
information on the services you provide, and you're an
So
advocate.
yes, we just educate on the services we provide. I'm not the one to provide those services.
You're not giving me a lot of services that you provide. You're just telling me that you give resources, so I wanted clarity.
Correct.
The first person didn't tell me, and you're the second person. So what are the
Correct.
services that you're willing to provide for me?
That's what an advocate does here. So we basically meet with patients who have been assaulted or, have been a victim of any type of violence. And then from there, we basically educate you on what you can do as far as moving forward with your situation. So we provide we typically will ensure that you're safe and things like that, and ask about your support network and things like that. Ensure you have transportation and things like that. But as far as like the ongoing services, we don't provide that. The advocates don't.
You still have most parties tell me what they don't do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a form of denying services. We still haven't. You still haven't mentioned what you do. The first party couldn't do that, and then you're the second party, and I'm still asking you the services that you're willing to provide for my situation that we just covered.
Are to patients who are currently in the hospital, and we go see those patients and we educate them on what they can do.
Ma'am, are you sabotaging services for me? Because I'm not in the hospital. You just call me. So are you denying me services and sabotaging services?
Ms. Clark, I'm not denying you anything.
Okay, well, this is the second party. Once again, what services can Parkland Victims Intervention provide? Because I've informed you that conspiracy to violate civil rights crimes have happened to me, to sabotage my support, advocacy, and my ability to escape the abuse that I'm in. Multiple parties have schemed, committed crimes to deny me services, get me denied services all over. And like I said, in person, the police came to intervene, forced me to go to a hospital that eventually denied me services, and I had to sleep on the streets, afraid and terrified for my life. The police enforced at the hospital, Parkland Hospital. I sat there and watched them go speak with someone and enforce multiple staff not to give me services and assistance with my crisis. I sat there and watched it. So he removed me from Parkland's intervention program. I told him I was afraid for my life. They told me to go to Fort Worth. I was in Dallas at Parkland. They told me to go all the way to Fort Worth, gave me a bus ticket real late. They waited like 3 or 4 hours till it was dark. Told me to go all the way to Fort Worth, gave me sabotage instructions on how to get there on dark. And then it was not even a place for domestic violence victims. It was a homeless shelter. One day homeless shelter for not even a consistent thing. It would have been just for the night. So I keep reiterating that the police department is enlisting people to violate my civil rights, commit crimes. And I'm wanting to know what your organization can do to combat that experience.
And the only thing we can do is provide you with counseling to learn how to kind of move forward with the experiences that you have been dealing with. That's the only thing we can provide you at the VIP office. If you're willing to go to counseling and speak about these experiences that appear and do sound like they have been traumatic and traumatic experience for you, then that would be step one. That would
okay, because I get denied services. People aren't honest with me. So if I can get therapy, if that's been denied. So if you're going to deny all the other services, and my services are going to get controlled, because you did mention protection orders, and I am aware of what you do. But like I said, my services are sabotaged, so I can't get full services. You didn't say that you connect me with a case manager or advocate to where I can get protection orders and they go with me to the police department. You didn't say that they call and investigate why they're not doing investigating these reports. All those services are denied because they don't want evidence that the police department is committing crimes. So the police enlist all these organizations to sabotage services and keep me in the abuse. So if you're only willing to give me counseling, okay, I'll take that. Because it's better than nothing. I would like something to, to be able to do something proactive in this experience. Mm-hmm. So if the only service that you're willing to give me is counseling, I'll take that.
Do you have a pen and paper?
I do.
You can write down
okay.
phone number? Okay. The phone number is 214.
Okay, So you gave me the number for the counselor. So those are the services. The case management, is that being denied?
That's for the receptionist desk. So as far as like any services or things like that, you would have to discuss with them. But yes, that is a phone number to get started with counseling services.
Right, but I do see online that where case management is offered, and that's been denied by every location I've ever called. So are you denying that too? Me to have that right for case management that I just saw on the internet? Because we're only addressing counseling. We're not addressing the case management that you offer. So I just wanted to
I'm not denying you anything. I would just like for you to call that phone number and speak to the front desk.
You didn't mention it.
Okay.
So if you didn't mention it, that would be like you're denying it. You only said it's something about the counseling. You did not mention the case management that I see in advocates.
Ms. Clark, no one's denying you anything. So just
okay. So the case management, you're advocate. And
correct,
this is the crisis hotline, and you don't want me to know about the case management.
That's going to be through our office, okay? So just give us a call and somebody
ma'am, I'm not understanding how you're going to assist me if you're already sabotaging services with this call and why police intervened in person. I don't understand how long this was going to continue to go on. I'm looking at case management on your website. You did not inform me of that. And I'm asking you what are the case management services, and you don't want me to know. You're the second person I talked to that was sabotaging services.
Ms. Clark, I'm an advocate, so I can only speak to what I do and the services I provide in the hospital. So whenever you call tomorrow, we'll be happy to explain to you what case management looks like.
Well, they haven't been ma'am. They have sabotaged services, and like I said, I wasn't even allowed to appear at my court date when I was detained on false pretenses at Parkland, and when I was calling around begging for my life, they took the phone out my room. I felt highly violated there at the hospital. Doctors lied on me, and they couldn't make up their mind. They got caught in lies, and police covered for it. They were only supposed to keep me for 72 hours. A doctor lied and said that she did a psych eval. It was a blatant lie, and it was on camera footage. First, she lied. They said, you need to know about the crisis, ma'am, and what happened, because another person called and said that they could not give me services because I had a severe mental illness. So you need to know what happened at Parkland because someone pulled my file without the permission. You need to know that Dr. Jenkins lied and said she did a psych eval when she didn't. I called the police on her. She got caught in the lie. Then she said Dr. Lloyd did it. But they had already said the day prior that Dr. Jenkins did it. So it's evidence in police reports that they got caught in the lie. And when they got caught in the lie, they took the phone out of my room and denied me the right to go to court, which is a constitutional right. But I've been denied that right at multiple different courts and locations. So I want the victim's advocate not to cover for the crimes and mistreat me, but to give me proper advocacy and support through my crisis.
And I completely understand what you're saying, Ms. Clark. I completely understand. However, nothing can be done today about the crisis.
Well, nothing has been done for years, ma'am. I told you the police interrupted in person, and then another person called me and said I had a severe mental illness that pulled my file without my permission and would not let me tell her or provide me any advocacy on the criminal activity that I've experienced by people abusing their power, public officials and the government. So, okay, you're an advocate. You're the second person I have spoke with.
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't have a lot of education outside of the counseling. I don't know why everywhere I have called have denied or sabotaged services in person and on the phone. Okay, ma'am, thank you. I've been having a lot of prank calls while we're talking. Let's go ahead. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hello? Hello?
Hello, how can I help you? You haven't been raped, you fucking pig. No one would touch you ever. Ever touch you.
I don't know why in opportune times I get these calls. Nobody would ever believe my experience. It's like I'm being watched and people call me. Even when I'm not posting, people are calling me and they harass me. Like the calls last night, late at night. How do people know the worst times to call and mistreat me with these prank calls?
Everyone mistreats me. Everyone abuses me. Payments Denise her child support. You freaking Looney Tune.
This is my experiences.
I don't know why the marshal
won't investigate.
I don't know why I can't get